Do you want to pass the first certificate in English? Today I'm going to give you some essential tips to help you pass part 1 of the speaking exam, and not just pass, but to get a better grade. Remember to turn the subtitles on so you can follow along. Let's get started. The first certificate has 4 parts to it: speaking, listening, reading and writing. The speaking exam lasts 14 minutes in total, 2 of which are for part 1. There are 2 candidates, sometimes 3, though this is rare. 2 examiners, one will talk to you and one will assess you and will not talk. So what do you talk about in part 1? This part is a social conversation between the examiner and the candidate. It focuses on general social language, and its aim is to help you relax and therefore do your best. So what topics can come up? You may be asked questions about yourself, your home, your family, your school and studies, your leisure and hobbies, and your future plans. At this stage you don't talk to the other candidate, but do listen, because you might be asked, "And what do you think?" So what possible questions might be asked? Where are you from? What do you like about the place where you live? What is your favourite subject at school and why? What is your ideal holiday destination and why? Are you a fan of new technology? Why or why not? Although I wouldn't advise you learn pre-prepared sentences, I would advise that you do some research on vocabulary in these topics. FCE is a B2 or upper intermediate level of English within the CEFR, that's the Common European Framework for Languages. So what does this mean? It means that the examiner is looking for an upper intermediate level of English, both in vocabulary and grammar. So prepare some vocabulary on your daily life, your family, your hobbies. So an example would be, instead of saying "I live in a town," which is a beginner's level answer, you could say "I live in a large industrial city." This is more of a B2 level answer. Or in a busy city centre with plenty of sports facilities. So where can I find this vocabulary? I would recommend dictionary.cambridge.org. This dictionary tells you the CEFR level for all vocabulary. You can hear the word pronounced, and you can also see it used in example sentences. It's very useful to remember phrases or chunks of language to give your opinion. In my opinion, in my view, on the one hand, on the other hand, so in short, although I must admit, having said that, so in all. In the exam, you will not know what questions you're going to be asked, so phrases to give yourself time to think are very useful. That's an interesting question. Well, it's difficult to say really. Let me see. It depends what you mean exactly. Also, expressions to introduce your answer. I guess the honest answer would be, I suppose the simplest answer to that question is, if I think about it, I suppose. On balance, I think. The best example that comes to mind is, my number 1 tip is to listen carefully. Make sure your answers are relevant and try and repeat at least 1 keyword in your reply. Speak clearly and confidently and look at the person you're talking to. Try and include some phrases or chunks of language as we've seen in this tutorial. Where possible, add extra information or give reasons why. And finally, practice talking in small groups, asking and answering questions about your personal life and interests. Good luck, you now know how to pass part 1 of the speaking exam. Do remember to like this video and subscribe to my channel, Oxford English Now.